Hiya, yeah, I'm over on the East Coast. So I've also contributed to the West to West stuff for Biology National 5 and higher. But I use it to support, you do learning on Teams. I don't do any live learning, but biology is content heavy and a lot of the sciences are, and they do require that sort of personal input from a teacher. So for new topics, it definitely starts with a lesson. Paul, could you go back one slide, please? Cheers. So I would just look through the West to West library to find the topic that I want. I know that each of the topics are made by a teacher. There's learning intentions, and all the content is to the SQA key areas. There is the share button with the link. I put that in the worksheet the kids are going to get, and I put it into the instructions on the assignment I put out on Teams. They have been asked to add it to their Glow Launchpad, so hopefully you won't have too many issues, but sometimes they do forget that they have to log in with the @glow.sch.uk. So, Paul, if you could go to the next slide. If we look at sort of the information that I would give a senior class for a week's worth of work, you'll see that it starts off with the lesson, which has the input and the key notes that they need. And I would expect them to copy that keynote down to help them with the rest of the work that I prescribed that week. For me, I had a lot of digital content going into lockdown, but what I didn't have was this live lesson aspect. And I kind of think maybe due to tech issues from people, or maybe just a lack of confidence, that this having all these lessons available for everyone is amazing. And it'll free up a lot of extra time for you to give like good feedback or have those live lessons or those more inputs with children without having the worry of creating the lesson yourself. So other digital materials that I use, I link it up to YouTube links with questions or BBC Bite Size, and the kids have to put all their work onto a OneNote page. They seem to enjoy it. They like the personal aspect of a teacher talking them through things, the fact that they can pause, rewind and re-listen. It will be useful in the future to go back and revise from. But for me, it's definitely the freeing up more time to do other aspects of teaching. Is there any questions or anybody want any more info?
Thanks, Julie. I'll maybe take some more questions at the end there.
Yeah.
There is a question from Miss Mutter that I noticed there. Sorry, John.
No, just the questions. That's all I'm saying. There's interesting things, and people are answering some of them themselves.
I can see Miss Mutter's asked, is there any chance to share to Teams option rather than just Google Classrooms? We don't currently have the option to share directly, but as Julie's just highlighted, you can quite easily share those videos on Teams, just as she does. So there are ways of doing that by using the URL link. The only caveat is obviously making sure that the young person's logged into Glow to make sure they can access it. So I think that should hopefully answer Miss Mutter's question. I think that was the main one possibly so far. And actually it's maybe worth highlighting. You'll see on the video that Julie's got is kind of branded with the Tayside Regional Improvement Collaborative branding. And actually within the platform, you'll start to see that different videos have got different branding to show you where they've originated from. So, you won't just find videos from the West Partnership, but you'll find them from Tayside, you'll find them from the South East, from the South West, from the Northern Alliance, from East Goyle, and so on and so forth. And as we said earlier, all of the regional collaboratives across the country are feeding into that. So South West, Forth Valley, everybody's contributing, and you'll start to see more and more different branding popping up.